thank God it's Friday. Welcome to the second episode of our mental health series. Nag-enjoy ba kayo sa ating first episode? I hope na marami rin kayo natutunan. Kaya naman our episode for today, for sure, marami rin sa inyo ang makaka-relate. Kaya naman wag na natin patagalin pa. Let's talk about the real life of real people only here on Realtalk at Light TV. As part of our mental health series, we will be talking about stress and its various effects on the different aspects of our lives. So let's talk about its realities as we discuss its first part on our episode for today. For our episode tonight, we will be joined by our resident psychometricians, Ms. Pat Datul Ramirez and Ms. Damie Antoinette Bedrijo.
Good evening once again mga ka-arties. Salamat dahil binigyan niyo naman ako ng panibagong opportunity to just learn together and journey with you as we discuss mental health for the month of May.
What we commonly know about stress is isa ito sa mga gamit na words. Kapag tayo ay actually facing a challenging situation o di kaya isang negative na pangyayari. For example, kung ikaw is isang student and it so happen na nagkaroon ng pop quiz or yung tinatawag nating surprise quiz. So kung hindi ka ready, probably you will feel stress. And another example would be if you are working and kung ikaw ay na-top ng iyong manager to actually lead the meeting and then wala kang some sort of data. So, because you feel you're not capable of doing certain things. So, yun yung mga probable cause ng stress. Another one would be kung ikaw is isang parent, So, katapusan na or 15th or 30th of the month. So, nandyan na yung billing, nandyan na yung mga due date, and it so happen na hindi pa ready ang ating finances. So, these are the common examples or situation kung saan na-experience natin yung usual na stress sa buhay. But generally speaking, ang stress is our normal reaction, when it comes to facing pressure or kaya challenging situation, katulad ng you are new with specific na bagay or event na na-experience mo. So, we know na ito ay isang normal na experience or reaction sa isang buhay. Pero on the other side, there could be a negative or danger effect sa ating mental health, even to our physical health. So, ano nga ba yung mga serious na causes ng stress? Una na dito would be if you are on the process of bereavement. So kung ikaw ay nawalan ng mahal sa buhay, probably you are facing deep stress o kaya depression. Isa pa dito kapag ikaw ay nakaka-experience ng marital problems or di kaya you are facing family problems. So yun yung mga normal situation. When it comes to something that is related with work, ngayong pandemic, hindi natin maiiwasan na may mga tao talagang na-furlough o kaya nawalan ng trabaho. So, isa iyon sa mga nagkakos ng stress sa buhay ng isang tao.
That's actually a good question to ask, especially that what we're trying to understand is yung konsepto ng stress and how it affects our behavior and even yung interaction natin with different people. I want you to understand that there are two major types of stress, and when we talk about this, meron tayong tinatawag na eustress at meron tayong tinatawag na distress. Eustress are experience when a certain stressor or yung source ng stress natin, that's what we call it, no? A certain stressor leads us to improve or to mature kasi it challenges us, no? It now gives us an opportunity to grow as a person. May mga tao na ang pagtanggap sa mga stressor ay, okay, this is a room for improvement, and they become better persons because of it. Meron naman tayong tinatawag na distress. Pag sinabi nating distress, the stressors now would have a negative impact. Ibig sabihin, ito ay madalas hindi nakakatulong sa ating physical, sa ating emosyonal, sa ating spiritual, and even yung psychological aspect. So when we talk about distress, kasi I think that's the main point or yun yung inclination ng ating question, no? Pag pinag-uusapan natin ang distress, maraming symptoms or manifestations yan. Depende yan syempre dun sa kind ng stressor, yung gravity ng sitwasyon, at saka yung adjustment na ginagawa ng isang tao. But to just name a few of the possible manifestations, some people would experience manifestation of stress in the physical realm or yung nagpapakita ng physical symptoms. Bigla na lang nagkaroon ng loss of appetite, bigla na lang sumakit ang batok, bigla na lang minamigraine, bigla na lang feeling nila sila ay nasusuka or nagpapalpitate. That could be because of stress. Others would be highly anxious and fearful. Some people would experience continuous breaking down or bigla na lang silang naiiyak at nagme-meltdown. Others would feel guilt or shame because of a particular stressor. Minsan, akala natin on the outside, okay yung isang tao. But when you try to notice, yung kanyang reactions ay laging malalaki. No, they could easily be angry at a certain person or they can become very irritable. Others would choose to show or to adapt to stress by withdrawing, no, or being immobile and isolating themselves sa ibang tao. Others would just continuously show confusion o kaya minsan ay to the point that they are showcasing emotional numbness. So iba-iba yan, depende sa perceptions, depende sa pagtanggap, no, sa coping mechanism ng isang tao.
Meanwhile,
Ma'am? Ma'am, medyo putol-putol po yung audio niyo, ma'am. Hello po? Ay, ano ba yan? Nag-disconnect na naman si ma'am. Hirap-hirap pa na maintindihin ang lesson na to. Ano ba naman yan eh? Ang dami na namang bagong assignment sa ibang subject. Ayoko na. Ano ba yan? Napakadami-dami. Hindi ko na nga naiintindihan tong online class na to. Ay, nako! Pagod na ako. Ayoko na. Oh, familiar ba sa inyo ang ganitong setup mga ka-artist? Especially sa mga estudyante natin dyan. Alam ko na maraming nahihirapan sa atin sa panahon ng online school setup, lalong-lalo na't may pandemya. Kaya naman tonight, we will be talking about the realness of stress in an online setup. For our next guest, we will be joined by a first-year student taking up Bachelor of Elementary Education in San Mateo Municipal College. Let us all welcome Ms. Charlotte Del Monte. Hello, Ms. Charlotte. Maraming salamat sa pagsama mo sa amin ngayong gabi. Hello, Ms. Stacy. Hello, mga ka-artists. Ayan. So, for tonight, kakamustahin lamang kita sa online school setup ngayon since you are a student. And gusto ko unang tanongin, kamusta ka sa school mo?
Ako, sa
sa gitna ako parang hindi ako okay na okay. Kasi sobrang hirap ang hirap sumabay sa new normal na klase ngayon. Kumbaga online class, and sobrang daming problema na nangyayari sa family. Kumbaga, di katulad ng dati na pag papasok tayo sa school na face-to-face, hindi natin nadadala yung mga problem kasi naiiwan siya sa bahay. Kumbaga ngayong online na class, parang nakikita mo yung mga problema, yung mga nagko-cause ng stress sa'yo, and yung mga nangyayari sa mga kapatid mo, financial, and sobrang sabay-sabay siya, ang hirap pong maging isang estudyante na nasa bahay and nakikita mo yung mga problema, and idagdag pa natin yung mga professor na yung iba walang consideration, and parang sila dapat yung unang iintindi sa mga estudyante, pero parang baliktad. Hindi ko naman po nilalahat ng professor, but na-realize ko lang na may mas malala pang props sa mga na-encounter kong professor ngayon. Yun lang po.
Ayun, totoo yun, di ba? Kasi nga, since face-to-face natin, naiiwan natin yung problema natin. So, kapag pumasok tayo sa school, ay yung nakapaligid lang sa atin, yung nakafocus natin. Pero since online setup, lahat ng nasa paligid natin, kasama natin, di ba? Nasa bahay tayo, tapos yung problema ng pamilya, dala-dala natin habang nag-online setup, which is sobrang hirap. And sabi mo nga, meron din tayong mga professor na sometimes inconsiderate din. And part din siya na nagbibigay sa atin ng stress, lalo-lalo na sa mga subject na tinitake up natin. And with that, gusto ko lang tanongin, yung sa course mo naman, parang, kamusta ka ba sa course mo? Or parang isa ba yung sa pinaka nagkukos sa'yo ng stress, yung course na tinitake mo ngayon?
Actually, yes, kasi hindi ko naman gusto yung course na kinuha ko. Parang no choice lang din po, and parang napilitan lang din kasi ako, parang naging practical po ako kasi hindi naman po ganun stable yung financially namin kasi sakto lang siya sa pang-araw-araw na gastusin ng family namin.
Ayun, di ba? Ang hirap-hirap din ng lumaban when it comes na hindi mo gusto rin yung ginagawa mo. So, stressful din siya for you. And at the same time, yung sa schedule mo naman, kamusta naman yung schedule mo? Since sabi mo nga, nasa bahay ka, so ibig sabihin meron ka rin mga gawaing bahay, mga ganyan. So, kamusta yung schedule mo sa class? Is it favorable para sa'yo?
Favorable naman siya. Sometimes lang nasisita ako ng family, minsan kasi sa study na lang talaga ako nagpo-focus kasi full schedule po ako, and parang wala na pong time para mag-asikaso ng mga gawaing bahay, ganun.
So, as of now, ano yung pinakamalaking problema mo ngayon when it comes sa school? And even siguro sa buong online setup?
Siguro sa akin is financially and emotionally. Sobra kasing sa financial kasi na para bang ako kasi yung tipo ng tao na ayoko nang umaasa sa parents. Na parang nakikita ko yung situation na kulang kami sa financial, lalo na sa pagkain. Sometimes hindi nakakakain ng mga kapatid ko. Para bang ayoko na rin maging pabigat, ayoko maging dahilan ng parang mahirapan yung nagpo-provide ng mga pangangailangan namin. Then ako kasi yung tipo ng tao na sobrang konting bagay lang na parang maiiyak na talaga ako, and sobrang napaka-soft-hearted ko na nagkakasya ng hindi ko na alam yung parang hindi mo na alam yung mangyayari sa'yo kasi sabay-sabay na siya, hindi mo na siya kayang kayang i-sustain, parang hindi mo na siya kayang tigilan pa kasi yung luha ko bigla-bigla na lang siyang tutulo nang hindi mo inaasahan. Ganun.
Totoo yan, no? So, itong online setup talaga, imbis na classes lang yung iniisip mo, di ba? Pero at the same time, kailangan mo din isipin yung financial nyo. Kasi, syempre, dahil online tayo, kailangan mong bumili ng pang-load mo, pang-data mo, para maka-attend ng classes.
Yes.
And so, isa pa yun sa mga bagay na mino-worry ng mga estudyante na kagaya mo, na talagang mahirap kasi sabi mo nga sa family nyo, you are struggling financially and even emotionally speaking since you are soft-hearted as you mentioned, diba? So, when it comes to things na na-overwhelm ka na, nagiging siya, super unstable talaga yung mga nangyayari. So, with that, Miss Charlotte, gusto ko lang tanungin if meron ka bang gustong iwan sa ating mga ka-Realtalk ngayon?
Ang iiwan ko lang po mga ka-Realtalk is pwede tayong ugain ng mundo ng kaaway, ngunit hindi tayo magigiba sapagkat andyan ang Diyos para sa atin.
Totoo yan. And thank you so much, Miss Charlotte, for sharing with us your story. Alam namin na despite the struggles that you are facing right now, we know that the Lord is continuously being with you and sustaining you throughout the way. Thank you so much.
Thank you po.
I guess there are a lot of causes no of school-related stress. Hindi naman kasi iisa lang ang explanation sa lahat ng pinagdadaanan ng lahat ng students. But of course, when it comes to school-related stress, number one, top of our minds would be grades. No, sometimes students would be very, very particular with how important the grade is because, well, grades are really important, but we have to consider that it's not all-encompassing. Hindi lang naman grades ang basihan ng mga bagay na ginagawa natin sa school, ng mga learnings na pwede nating makuha sa isang school setting, no? But for most students, it could be a cause of stress, no? Others, because of the pandemic, nahahaluan ito ng iba't ibang reasons. Number one, it could be because they're not seeing their friends. At the age of teenagers, yung age ng teenagers natin is a developmental era for them na medyo ang mas nakikita nilang sandalan, kadalasan ay mga kaibigan or mga barkada. No, and because of the lockdown or the quarantine that we are experiencing, they might feel that nobody understands them, nobody is with them in this journey because physically they are not in close proximity with their friends. Another thing, kung iisipin natin ang konteksto ng pandemic, no, masasabi natin na we didn't sign up for distance learning. No, kahit nakaisang taon na tayo sa ganitong setup, we were used to doing all things online. And so the adjustment, even how teachers would just teach, would deliver the instructions, even the requirements that are being asked from the students, no, is are big adjustments na, no, and could be a source of stress. Dati meron silang ibang avenue to express themselves and to adapt to their situations, like joining in an org, participating in intrams, no, ways that would make them feel that school can be fun too. And now nawala yun sa kanila. Most of the time nakatingin na lang sila sa laptop, gumagawa ng module at nahihirapan na mag-isa. Hindi tulad na dati na parang pwede silang tutorial na magkakaibigan, hindi tulad dati na meron silang mga sounding board at meron silang ibang pinagkakaabalahan. So in the context of the pandemic, this school-related stress could be something compounding. You know, it's really hard to just say advice kasi giving advice para sa akin, it shouldn't be something prescriptive na dahil lang sinabi ko to, it would work for everyone. Pero it would always be good to have that self-awareness. If you feel like you are most of the time stressed, you have to pinpoint and be able to identify what causes it and what would usually help you cope in the situation. It's always good to have an accountability partners, no, disciplers perhaps, or mga prayer warriors, no, that won't just process with you whenever you would experience stress, no, but would also lift you up sa Lord, no, encouraging you in that way. Another thing to consider is to do time management, to really focus on your time management skills. Sometimes module after module, we experience passing of requirements, feeling natin we are overwhelmed with the situation. We feel like nobody is understanding what we are experiencing. Know that even your teachers are adjusting too. We have to be able to grasp certain resiliency skills that would assist us and guide us as we handle these stressors. Kung sa context ng pandemic, kailangan din nating maintindihan na we may be experiencing or we may be expected to do physical distancing, but this doesn't mean that we should be socially disconnected with our friends or any support group. Ano pa ba? Kailangan maintindihan natin at matanggap natin sa sarili natin that ito, lagi kong nire-remind sa aking mga students, no, that you will learn what God wants you to learn at this point. Meron mang mga ibang nawala sa atin dahil we feel like it was snatched by COVID pandemic. Know that there are different set of skills that could come out from this distance learning setup. It's really inevitable to avoid any stressor in this lifetime. Meron at meron talaga tayong mga ma-experience na posibleng mag-rattle or mag-shake ng ating na-experience or ng ating konteksto. What we can do actually is to equip ourselves in how we would handle or face these stressor so that it wouldn't disable us or it wouldn't lead to any dysfunctions or any tampering difficulties that we might face in the future. Yes, it does. No, there should really be something we can hold on to just make us relax and relieve us from stress. Kaya lang syempre iba ngayon, no? Kasi pandemic, hindi katulad dati, mas stress ka lang, gusto kong magpasalon, tapos you can just easily go out and get a haircut. O kaya, dati you feel like nagtataitan yung likod mo, tapos you can just make an appointment to your masseuse, no? Para magkaroon ka ng massage therapy. Dati, you feel you're so down and you call a friend, uy, movie night tayo. Ngayon, mas mahirap ang dynamics. Pero, syempre, we also don't want this to lead into another problem. Kasi yung mga iba, ang ginagawa nila, ay nako, nasistress ako sa trabaho o kaya nasistress ako sa school. So, magne-Netflix and chill na lang ako. Okay lang naman yon. Pero syempre, hindi dapat sumusobra. You put a limitation. You owe it to yourself to have rest and recreation, but do not overdo kasi it might lead to other serious problems like bigla ka ma-overwhelm sa dami ng at tambak na ginagawa mo dahil wala kang ginawa at inatupag kundi mag-Netflix at chill, no? So dapat meron pa ring tamang management at may balance pa rin tayong hinahabol whenever we would do anything stress relieving.
Thank you for joining our episode for today. I hope na kayo ay na-enlighten. Pero kung kayo ay nabitin, abangan ninyo ang second part of this topic next Friday, same time, same channel. I am your host, Stacey Naval, and see you again next week para sa isa na namang totoong usapan. Only here on Realtalk at Light CB.